So now let's move on to deployments. We see that a deployment image is created by the system administrators for installing the application with the same installation configuration. And this is just basically a CAD admin, an IT person who wants to set up an image so that he can basically roll out the installation of MicroStation or any Bentley product. And they can do this for multiple users. They can set this up for SMS or SCCM for deploying our product to multiple workstations or multiple offices. Now, the following advantages of using a deployment image are, of course, internet connection is not required. The deployment will, in fact, have all the components necessary for MicroStation. The separate prerequisite pack or set of packages before installing the products are not required, and the installation location can be decided and set in the deployment image. Also, the components to be installed are pre-selected at the time of creating deployment. So I'm going to show a demo of this, but now I've just been informed that the audio was not present in the demonstration. So I'll kind of narrate this as I go through the demonstration. But this is a link on one of our wikis on how to create the deployment. So let's look at this demonstration of creating a deployment. So basically, you're going to use the same setup file that was used for the single installation. And what the administrator would do would just simply go to a command prompt to set up the deployment. So we'll see this done now. And I also wanted to note that deployments can be created even though MicroStation is already installed. So it doesn't require that MicroStation not be on the system. So we'll just go to a DOS prompt, and we're going to type in the executable, and then we're going to use the / layout switch. And then we hit enter. So as this comes up, you see the interface is pretty much the same as it was for the single installation. We once again are going to bypass the Descartes and Bentley Lumen RT companion features. Just as in the single installation, you see the application path is the same. And you can also see that similarly as we did with the single installation, we can define the custom configuration path. So we're going to bypass that at this time. So the deployment setting we're going to use is the passive UI mode. Basically, this setting does not pass any information with the exception of the progress of the deployment being created. You would then navigate to the path of where you want to install the deployment. As you see, I have one defined. You accept that, and then we click on next. We're going to once again use our default settings. And note to any site admins or CAD administrators, you can determine what you want pushed to the user's machines. And then you would then click on the layout button in order to start the deployment creation. So you see the files are being copied for the deployment. And you see the location of where the deployment and the location and the path are shown here in our interface. We generally recommend that the machine that is used for the deployment have a good internet connection, as these are a large number of files that will be downloaded to your system. We'll now look at the path and see what the deployment consists of. And basically, you see these are all the files that are required for installation. And now these can be zipped up, stored in a network location. They can also be, of course, implemented in some type of console for rolling out to your office or to your organization as I mentioned, through SMS or SCCM.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.